So green typing are on top. It's been about, it's been a hot minute, but goddamn about time green typing are on top now. And that is because of, well, Charlotte and Fauna. To be honest, Charlotte is just an amazing support unit, as well as Fauna is pretty much right now, as it stands, when it comes for a green attacker, she's pretty much the best. She is basically body bagging everybody, whether it's PvE or PvP, nuking away everybody. And so, with all of that, we are going to be getting our newest green type unit, which is going to be another green attacker in the sense of Yami. So obviously we looked into luck and how he's going to be doing the counter attack in meta and whatnot, but if we're looking out of the two, Yami is going to be the character that you're going to be leaning more towards if you had to decide out of the two. Alright, clearly this man is built to combat against the counter attacking meta, but more importantly we're adding more onto the green typing, and as I've just mentioned and showed you guys, green mono is viable and on top as being one of the best. You can nuke your way through it, especially even with like the red Asta being the thing. It's been done. Fauna has completely obliterated that man, but obviously it does require specific setup. So I mean, this is technically the setup, and people have been, as crazy as it sounds, they've been using Vanessa for the buff. I think Gulder is also an option for the second skill, right? So there's that. But anyway, so there's a lot going on with Yami, with what he's providing, but again, with all that he does, his first skill, I've never seen a stacked up first skill than this. It's absolutely insane with obviously the extra damage he can do. Upon using skill 1, the number of instances of extra damage increases, which I think it's capped at 5 times, right? Max 5 times. And then on top of that, if they're inflicted with bleed, upon attacking the enemy inflicted with bleed, there we go, you can obviously HP recovery, or reduce the HP recovery, debuff, so that's not too bad. But obviously it's the second skill where it all truly goes down on, due to the fact that he cuts away all of the counter attack buffs, which is very nice. And of course if the enemy is bleeding out, then he can stun him. So this is on the second skill. This is AoE. Wait, who applies? Oh wait, I forgot. Doesn't Vanessa? Oh wait a minute. Vanessa? Do you not? She does apply bleed, but it's single target. Damn it! I thought Vanessa applied bleed on AoE. I was about to say, with her passive, and then of course her doing AoE bleed, that's going to be cancerous. Wait, who does bleed on AoE? Actually, let's have a look. Does anyone provide it? I mean, it's not too terrible. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Okay, that's fine. No one does it. We'll come back to all of this. Well, and then of course the ultimate being single target. You got your increased defense pen, which is going to be nice to have. Oh yeah, and of course I always forget about this Yami. That he can also give himself barrier. So grant self X% of attack as a barrier for X amount of turns. That also comes in clutch with the awakening passive too at the start of the turn too. Or when he has 8 SP. Well, technically, yeah, at the start of the turn when he has 8 SP. That's insane, though. Bro, this man is going to be pretty... Oh, I mean, well, it's smart to have barrier removal, but that's still kind of insane to see. And then removal instances of continuous damage. Beautiful, so that's the electrocute out the way if we're just focusing on, obviously, him going against luck. And then attacks with X% increased damage dealt when skill 1 is maximum number of extra damage. Again, I assume that's going to be 5 with the how much it can stack up to. So there's that. But more importantly, being a green typing, it seems that he's focused firing on defenders. So blue defenders. Well, let's just look at overall defenders. What are we looking at? Okay, Veto. So typically Vetos aren't going to be run. So I mean, realistically, it is us that's being used a lot nowadays. You don't really see Mars and Radis. I mean, well, yeah, you don't really see them as much as you would think. But yeah, no, Asta's coming in. Obviously, being a green attacker, and with where green meta is right now, I mean, you could pretty decently put in work against Asta. I've seen it been done. Asta can take a big hit from Fauna. Fauna is actually capable of knocking down Asta below the 50% or the 40% mark. And so if you follow up with Yami, if you do run Fauna and Yami together, then as a green mono attacking units, I mean, to be honest, could this could you not just have this team and then put Yami on the end? So then, of course, Real's giving that defense drop as well as incapacitate. If you get the stun off, then congratulations, that's just an additional. If you don't, that's fine, because again, keep in mind, Yami can come in, apply the bleed, and then, of course, he'll do his own stun. So you've got double stunners, basically, right? But I feel like with this, and just with the debuffs that Real can apply, I mean, like, because, I mean, let's be honest. Blue units are getting one-shot by Fauna. And so the remaining units that are left over that have taken an absolute massive hit from Fauna, Yami can come in and just take care of on the next remaining, or the remaining threats basically, or the next remaining threat, should I say. I say this out of experience. Fauna is just something else, boys. That's why I say, you know, with green units now being meta and Fauna just packing so much power, even with red mono, she is still doing a ton of damage. And so blue units, obviously Julius out of exception, because of course he's got his revive, so he's got another turn out of it. Yeah, blues are in a very, very sticky position. And then of course you've got to also keep in mind with the Greymore, get that increased speed. Loving that. And then upon using skill 1, there is an X% chance to attack after granting a X% increased damage dealt. So I assume with the dupes, when we do, well, if you do get dupes for the Greymore, that is what's going to be getting the buffs. Because a part of me was hoping for the speed increase to get a buff, but then I realized when it comes to Greymore dupes, it's not the skill 2 that gets the buffs, right? It's the initial Greymore passive that gets the buff. So that's probably what's going to be going up. I don't know what they're going to cap it out when it comes to increased damage dealt. So that's going to be interesting to see on how broken they can make it. You know, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But overall, with the Yami itself, he is coming across as a fantastic character with his kit itself, and so there is a lot to have to play around with that man himself. And as I aforementioned, with where red units are right now, I mean, to be honest, if you really want to capitalize on just going for that bleed stun, I mean, clearly running the Asta combination with Witch Queen is fine, because I mean, obviously Witch Queen does apply bleed on an AoE scale, and so realistically what you can do is get that bleed on. I mean, well, it will be the ultimate, so that way you can set up your Asta to kind of nuke on first, and then slowly it will lead into you what do you call it, applying bleed on an AoE scale, and then you can go for the stun. And at that point, if you want to, throw Charlotte in there and then Yami in there, so you've got your defender that is obviously half defense, half DPS, of course. That's got the support from the Witch Queen, and then of course Charlotte is obviously keeping Yami alive, right? Providing with the extension on the barrier, with the barrier that he already applies. I mean, you don't even need to go down that route, since he himself can apply barrier himself. To be honest, having Luck and Yami together, I reckon that could also work. And then that last slot, I'll probably, I mean, I could technically, if I wanted to, throw Asta in there, throw Radis in there. I mean, I could also throw Mars in there. Wait, what's the combination skill for attacks after removing counterattack from an enemy? Ooh. Now I don't know if I think that's single target. I was gonna say, if this was AoE, bro, you can AoE remove counterattack, and then obviously if you link up with Mars, that's AoE stun. So remove counterattack that then leads into potential stun. Now that would be disgusting. But yeah, no, I do genuinely believe that there's a lot more playroom for Yami than there is with Luck, and I do believe that Yami will be getting more playtime over Luck. Just keep in mind with where the game's at right now, with green mono. I mean, well, then again, I feel like some people might resort to gaining Luck due to the fact that, you know, everyone's running Black Asta, you know. Everyone's running Black Asta, so I mean, it might be that to combat Black Asta, and then it will lead into people running Yami to combat the Luck or the counter-attack meta. It's just going to be one of those, but by the sounds of it. Anyway, it's going to be fun. Either way, with this Luck and Yami dropping, it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting to see what teams come out and what people build, but yeah, I do think Yami is going to be coming in hot. And then obviously later down the line, that will lead into the attacking Meregliona, which is going to be a red attacking unit. So yeah, I think for January, things are going to kind of change up a little bit. We'll see what happens. But I think Yami is going to be coming in and taking the forefront, and then Luck will be second.